I want to firstly start off this video by saying I am truly sorry for everybody that had known, were involved with, or somewhat had some sort of connection with Etika. My condolences and my prayers go out to his family and all of his friends. This is truly a shocking piece of news to hear or to see. And the irony behind it all is most people found it through social media. Somewhere where this individual had a huge impact. Etika was a very young man, and like I said in my previous video, that I didn't know a whole lot about him. I never really followed him on any of the platforms. I was very much aware of him though. He's somebody that a lot of people have talked about. He's someone that was full of energy, full of hype, as I like to say it, and just an all-round energetic guy that had seemed to had made a lot of people smile and happy around the world. It's one of the things that we live for as creators on any platform, is to make people smile and is to make people's day. And Etika was one of those people that done it to so many people around the world. And it's truly tragic to hear of his passing. And I'm making this video just out of sheer respect and to give my message across to everyone that had known the guy. I did say in my previous video that I didn't want to look at my phone and see the worst, and that was of course finding the fact that they found Etika's body and it was confirmed. And I guess it was probably pretty obvious at that stage when they found his belongings at the Manhattan Bridge, which is insanely crazy and shocking, because what I've seen over the course of a few months was craziness. It was outrageous behavior from somebody that seemed to only look for publicity. But looking back at it now, that was not the case. This wasn't any publicity stunt, what he was doing previously. It was a cry for help. But nobody listened. I guess people thought, considering he was somewhat of an influencer online, people thought that this was just a cheap way to fame. But underneath it all, it was just a cry for help. And like I said, nobody listened. And now the whole world is talking about him. And he's not here with us anymore. It's insane because, like I said, I never really followed him. So do I have any sort of connection with the guy? No. None whatsoever. The only connection you can make is the fact that we both pretty much liked all the same things. He was huge in the anime community. He was huge in the gaming community. He was a huge Nintendo guy. He loved everything that, this community, this section of YouTube loved. And he was like a physical representation of the excitement that all of us fans get for the things we love. It's incredibly heartbreaking to see somebody of such influence to leave the world so early. He was so young. You could tell he was well educated. He was an intelligent young man that only thrived to entertain. And you see, as I stated before, sometimes trying so hard to meet a demand or just living up to what your audience wants to see, it can have an incredible negative effect mentally. Now, I'm not one to say that that is the reason. I mean, it could be from a different reason altogether. It had nothing to do with his online fame, if you will. I believe there may have been something else happening. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not one to say. But I am truly sorry to hear this piece of news. And it had shaken the internet. It has shaken YouTube. It has shaken all social platforms. Like I said, my prayers and my condolences go out to everyone that was associated with Etika. My condolences go out to all of his fans out there that have been nothing but heartbroken and probably in absolute disbelief from this event and this tragic passing of somebody that really did make a mark on the world. I'm still in shock myself. I'm still in disbelief that someone so young has left us today. Someone that so many people spoke so highly of is no longer with us. So I hope everybody kind of takes something from this. I hope Etika's passing is not in vain. I hope people can see that sometimes individuals have a funny way of asking for help, even if it seems to be the most outrageous possible thing you could do that seems to be just crazy. Sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes people just need a hand. And I want each and every one of you that are watching at home to think about Etika, think about his family and think about his friends. And just have a long, hard think about the people around you. Is there anybody around you that you've noticed that has been acting strange or has been acting strange since day one? Somebody that seems to be a little crazy, somebody that seems to be very quiet. Sometimes those people just need somebody to talk to. And when they feel shut out, when they feel neglected or outcasted just because of where they are, how they act or what they do, it can end up into some very heartbreaking things. So if you do notice anybody that's within your community, just ask them if they're okay. Just ask them if they need somebody to talk to, somebody to hang out with, just someone to open up to. I feel like Etika may have been an incredibly popular guy that it seemed as if he was untouchable, unbreakable, unreachable. But in actual fact, he's the one that needed help the most. He's the one that needed somebody to talk to. He was somebody that was actually incredibly lonely. I don't know. I don't know what drives young people to do these things, what pushes them over the edge. Because it just seems to be happening a lot more frequently. Even in my local area, so many young people have died and they've taken their own lives. And a lot of them were younger than me. And it breaks my heart because I feel like somebody could have done something, but nobody did. So rest in peace, Etika. You'll be missed, brother. We're all going to be praying for you and your family. See you later, man.